This is the example homework for the first set of homeworks for Year 10. So if you watch it, if you're stuck with any of yours, and use it to help you out. Question 1. The 9th multiple of 15, well, multiply is almost the same, and that's what it means. If I were to write out my 15 times table 9 times, what would be the 9th number? So another way you could do it is just 9 multiplied by 15, which I could either list them all out like this, or I could do 9 times 15, 9 times 10, 90, 9 times 5, 45, and add those together. I'd get 135, my 9th multiple. List the factors of 49. This means what numbers multiplied together make 49. 1 times 49, well, it's not even, so it's not in the 2s. It's not in the 3 times table, and I know that because 4 add 9 is 13, and that isn't in the 3 times table, so 49 isn't. If it's not in the 2s, it won't be in the 4s. It's not in the 5s because it doesn't end in 0 or 5. It's not in the 2s and 3s, it won't be in the 6s. 7s, it is in the 7. It's 7 times 7, which is 7 squared. And because this number is the same as that number, that's all the factors I've got now. So I've got 1, 7, and 49 are my factors of 49. Have to add these two together. 76.5. Really important when I do this, I line up my decimal points. And then I can just add as usual. 5 add 2, 7, 6 add 5, 11, 7 add 2, 9, add 1, 10. 101.7. And another one of those, 5.56. Put the decimal in the same place. Add those together. 6 add 9 is 15. 5 add 2 is 7. Add 1 is 8. Put the decimal place in. 5 add 3 is 8. 8.85. Number 5. I've got here what might look a little confusing. I've got 10. Well, this is a positive 10, so I'm going to show it with 10 positives. And I'm going to add 5 negatives. Well, a positive and negative cancel each other out. So those cancel, those cancel, those cancel, those cancel, and those cancel. So I'm left with just 5 positives, which is 5. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Negative 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so that makes a pair, 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 and that makes a pair. So I'm left with 2 negatives. Okay, 29 times 34. I recommend using, the grid method if you don't already feel comfortable with columns. So I've got 29 times 34. This is first. 20 times 30, 2 times 3, 600, 2 zeros. This one, 9 times 30, which is 3 9s are 27 and a 0. 4 times 20 is 8t, and 4 times 9, 36. I need to add these all together. 600, 270, 80, 36. Make sure when you add them, this column should be all lined up, and then you line up the other columns. So you've got 6 here, 7 add 8 is 15, so you've got 18, and 6 add 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 986. 40 times 30. I don't actually need to do this long method with this one because I've got a number and a 0 and a number and a 0. So if I just multiply the non-zero numbers, 4 times 3 gives me 12, and I've got 2 zeros. That's that. Okay, this one might look a bit complicated, but I'm going to write it out underneath, ignoring the decimal. It would be 0, 4, but that's just the same as 4. So 12 times 4 is 48. If I've put the decimal in now, I've got one number after the decimal point here, so I'll need one number after the decimal point here. So my answer will be 4.8. A similar one here. I'll write it as 5 times 4, which is 20. One number after the decimal point, one number after the decimal point, 2.0, which is also just 2. Here we've got order of operations. The order is brackets, indices, then multiply and divide whichever one comes first, and add and subtract whichever comes first. So I've got multiplication and addition. I multiply first. 4 times 4 is 16, and then I'm going to add 3 to give 19. Oh, this time I've got brackets. So I'm going to do my brackets first. 4 add 3 is 7. So I've got 11 times 7, which is 77. Okay, I've got some A's and B's here. I've got 10A, and I've also got minus 8A. Notice I'm circling the sign in front of it, the operation in front of it. That's really important. That minus belongs to this 8. You can't separate them. Well, 10A, take away 8A, is going to be 2A. I've got 3B plus 3B, take away 4B. So I had plus 3, take away 4. Those all pair up, so I'm left with just minus 1B, and we often write that as 2A, take away just B there. Here's another one. Circle my A's first. 6A plus 5A. 6 plus 5, 11A. Plus 2B, take away 6B. Plus 2, take away 6. They pair up. So take away 4B. 11A, take away 4B. Solve. This means what number would x be? What I can do is I can do a little flow chart. So x is what I want to find out. The first thing that's happening to x here is this 13. And in algebra, when there's nothing here, add, subtract, etc., it means multiply. Then I'm going to add 3. And I get negative 10, really important, negative 10. I'm going to take away 3 and then divide by 13 when I go backwards because I'm going the opposite direction. Okay, If I'm at negative 10, and then I've got another negative 3, then I've got a negative 13. If I divide that by 13, well, I know 13 divided by 13 is 1. So negative 13 divided by 13 is negative 1. So x equals negative 1. This one is similar. I will do x. This 9 means multiply by 9. Take away 4 gives me 23. If I come back again, the inverse, I have to add 4, and then I will divide by 9. 23 add 4 is 27. 27 divided by 9 is 3 9s, so x equals 3. Median. For the median, I have to put these numbers in order from smallest to biggest, ascending order. 9, 10, 15, 19, 25. And for the median, it's the middle when they're in order. My middle number is 15, so that's my median. Same thing for the median of these. So I've got 13, 13, 18, 21, 24, my middle number 18. Perimeter of a square, I recommend drawing the square. Side length 11 centimetres, so that's 11. And because it's a square, all of them are the same, which I can show like that. And perimeter means I'm going to add up the outside. 11 add 11 add 11 add 11, 44 centimetres. So perimeter. Now I've got a rectangle and I want the area. Okay, so let's draw my rectangle. That's 14, that's 9. And because I want the area, it's the space inside, so I have to multiply 9 times 14. Okay. Nine times 10, 9 times 4, add them together. 126 centimetres squared, because it is area. Okay, you should now be able to have a go at those yourself.